Hello and welcome to the SkyLounge.tv. This is On Approach, Episode 11.
63, climb maintain 13 down.
13,000, Tempo 63.
463, contact the New York Center, 128.3.
183, Tempo 63, good day. Hello, Captain.
A big show this week, folks. From the top, welcoming our hosts, we've got Mr. Mark, aka Spark Smudge.
Oh, Captain.
What's up, buddy? We've got Tim, aka RavenGalactic.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Good to have you with us this week, sir. It's spring break, you say, so you get to stay up late.
Spring break, that's right. I should have my Hawaiian shirt on.
Dude, you should, but Save Ferris is much better. And then we have Brian, aka BCrawley57.
Hello, Captains.
Hello, Captain. I like that you brought your hand up from the side this time. It's less creepy. If you don't know what we're talking about, you're gonna want to watch last week's and the week before's episode. All right, digging in, guys. We've got a few stories that came in just before we went live. Kicking us off would be Drzewiecki. Wait, hold on. I got this. Drzewiecki Design announces Seattle, Washington. This is wonderful. Wonderful. So we had Taxi to Gates KSEA, right? Seattle, SeaTac. With what Drzewiecki Design did in Washington, I sure as hell hope they do the same in Seattle. This is looking good, guys. Let's dig in. Let's dig into the Pictars. Oh, yeah.
I see Fraser's apartment.
Dude, was that filmed in Seattle?
It was. Yeah.
I used to love that show. Oh my god. He was all what was the character he played in Cheers? Oh, it was also Dr. Fraser.
Yeah.
Cuz it was a
Fraser Crane.
It was a spin-off from Cheers, yeah? Did you get that out over in the UK? Brian,
Yes,
Mark, yeah?
Oh, we did, yeah.
I watched all of Cheers and I watched all of Frasier,
It's
actually.
so good. Dude, this is looking amazing.
I loved his brother Niles. He's so funny, man.
Yeah, dude, it's a trip. We've got Hunjin and Evergreen containers. This is awesome. Big port city. So it's nice to see. I hope these ports aren't as much of a frame hit as the Orbex ones are in Oakland.
I was gonna say, yeah, Umis City is shouting at me again, but actually after buying and experiencing Washington, actually I'm quite impressed actually with Washington. So hopefully impressed with this as well, because you know frame rates and everything were fine in Washington, and I was expecting it to be horrendous.
Taxi to Gates, Washington crushes me. If I have any kind of AI on, but then again, you know, it's a busy airport as well. Crushes me. This is exciting because this is an iconic mountain out that way.
Mount Hood, isn't it?
This is Rainier.
Oh, Rainier.
And it is looking incredible. Obviously, some photoreal coverage there. I wonder how they're going to deal with seasons. I'm sure it'll be fully seasonal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Full detail on Space Needle.
Is that the one from Men in Black?
Is it?
That it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yes.
That looks real.
This is Boeing Field? No, this is Renton. Wow. Yeah, buddy.
Do they do Boeing Field? Because that'd be incredible. So they've got the size of the Boeing factory correct.
Large scenery area from Payne Field to SeaTac. Detailed city model with plenty of landmarks and harbors. Yep, KBFI. Very detailed sceneries of 3 airports. That's KBFI, which is Boeing Field. They may become a separate product. This is not decided yet because you know they did the New York airports pack. Yeah, very similar.
Which is also getting updated.
Also getting updated.
Oh yes.
Nice.
Teterboro V2.
Oh, cool. So some updated stuff on the East Coast as well. These guys are active lately.
Yeah, I think what they've learned. I think they've learned a lot, optimization wise, from since New York, and I think they're going back and reapplying those customizations to some of their older airports, which will make them a lot friendlier for us, which is great.
They're doing the Microsoft headquarters. That's a nice touch. Photoreal Mount Rainier with a 1/9 arc second mesh and more. Not sure. Mr. Moser, I think, would be a great person to kind of explain this to us a little more. Very advanced optimization and vast management. I like seeing that. No publishing date, but definitely expected to be this year. This is awesome. Awesome news.
To think that they are just work in progress. I mean, a lot of the work in progress, you see the textures are iffy. That just looks brilliant.
Sure does. Moving on.
It'll be interesting to see. Sorry, it'll be interesting to see how it calculates well once the maybe kind of sort of the 64-bit comes out. That's
right.
going to affect it.
Man, bro, I'll be I'm gonna have to throw some kind of a celebration when that happens. We're gonna have some kind of a virtual party when that happens.
Right.
Like easily some kind of a 24-hour stream celebration.
For sure.
Just flying like the heaviest aircraft we can find, man, around the world in 24 hours. All of us lining up the shows back to back, no ooms all the way through. Ideas. I like it.
Flying into all those places we could never fly into before.
So, yeah, targeting the main airports, definitely. I call San Francisco.
Heathrow.
Heathrow.
San Francisco to Heathrow, yeah.
Yeah.
The touch and goes at all the major ones en route.
Yes, exactly. With full AI.
Absolutely.
Full AI. All the bells and whistles. Moving on, we've got a story. This one also just came in before the show. Icarus Simulations KSAN, submitted by Mr. Sparks Smudge. What you got, Mr. Sparks?
Yeah, I come across this one on my feed because obviously I'm a big Xplaner. I also do Xplane, and this came up under my feed to this morning. Now, I don't know much about this company, Icarus Simulations, but reading through this, they're in partnership with Latin VFR on this one, and I do know Latin VFR, and they make some awesome airports. And just looking through the screenshots, it is looking very nice for Xplane. I don't really buy many Xplane sceneries. I do download a lot of their freeware. But looking at the shots on this, it looks like they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, that lighting was fantastic. Look at that. So this is exciting because KSAN is getting some serious love because Orbex announced KSAN on the P3D side.
Exactly. So yeah, Xplane is falling in line with what's coming out on the P3D and FSX sides.
Most excellent. Let's see what we have here as far as any more screenshots. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's detailed.
Yeah.
Heavy photoreal.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's looking pretty amazing.
That's normal for Xplane.
All the boats are exactly the same. Oh, wait, no, they're not.
Yeah.
They're the same color.
They're
They're the same color. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. I'd like to see some more variation in that, but that's just
nice
me
city
being picky.
skyline.
Oh wow! Look, the carrier's there as well. That's nice. Yeah, this is looking like it's gonna be a must for Xplane for sure. The approach here at KSAN is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Excellent story. Thank you, Mr. Sparks.
Wonder where they got the nice clouds from.
Have you been suffering lately? You have recently not switched to Xplane, but sort of switched to Xplane, yeah? You've been spending a lot of time there.
I have 50% of my time at the minute is with Xplane, and I'm loving it. And the clouds have actually improved over the past 2 weeks. But over the weekend they updated the clouds totally, and whilst they're nowhere near Active Sky sort of Rex quality, they're a much improved product at the moment, and that's just the default.
Sparky's filling up the house of smoke, man. He's filling it up, the house of smoke. I was like,
you don't know. We got the Java hot Java today.
so it's like coffee?
No. This is it's what is it? Guana and
Guana, that's bird shit.
not guano. Guana, wherever you pronounce it.
Sparky's smoking bird shit.
Guana.
I'm dying. Oh my god. Moving on, next story, we've got Aerobask 550 Eclipse NG. This one submitted by Lazarus61. Let's check this out. Looks like a little biz jet. A small jet developed by One Aviation, a low-wing, 6-seat, twin-engine, jet-powered aircraft. And looks like it's going to take the Garmin series GPS unit. So let's have a peek. Okay.
Very
Very
they
nice.
have one of these. They have one of these as default in Xplane.
Ooh.
It's not as nice as this.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Okay. Wow. That's some serious glass.
Yeah.
Just go back one, Edson.
Yes, sir.
That's like the new X-Plane clouds there.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Huh. Yeah.
It's getting
Nice
better.
texture work. Nice texture work.
Wow.
We had talked in earlier episodes about the future of flight simming, and I think predictions were right. It's really getting pretty good.
It's really getting
yeah.
good. I mean, some of these reflections, look at this.
But that's the thing. You see, with Xplane 11 rather than Xplane 10, you can actually see the difference in because in Xplane 10, all the planes kind of looked plasticky. They didn't quite look right. With 11, they've got their texture in spot on, I think, with different reflections, different reflection properties and stuff. And actually, leather looks like leather now, chrome looks like chrome now. I mean, they've really, it's making these planes look more realistic than they ever did in Xplane 10.
I don't know if this is a heat effect or what.
Yeah,
but
that'll
you
be a
see,
heat
you see
effect.
that? Yeah.
It is.
Damn. Neat plane. That's gonna be fun for some quick runs. Look at that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Let's see. Blah 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 blah. PBR normal mapping dedicated to Xplane 11. Amazing. So Xplane 11 is getting some love. Xplane's getting some love lately. It's
Yeah, how much is that? Is
Pretty
there
amazing.
a price on that?
No price yet. Download coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
No price listed. But man, that's looking great. Thank you so much for that story, Lazarus, and welcome to the lounge. Next story submitted by Mr. A Wicker 18, asking VR flying, Vive or Occulus? A good question. Anyone have any input on that one? I don't have VR myself.
Well,
I have tried the Vive.
I don't have either, but he's looking at FSX Steam Edition here, and as far as I'm aware, Steam Edition isn't ready for any VR flying yet. I think P3D has got it in, but unless you're getting consistent 60 frames, I wouldn't even try.
You've even had 90
You'll you'll be ill, from what I understand.
I used the most recent Oculus deployment to check out P3D. It's very promising, and it does add a sense of realism to the extent that like you get the goosebumps. You really feel like, and in terms of moving your head to look at the runways as you're landing and on downwind, I would say that there is definitely a place in flight sim for it in the future. I don't know how it's going to equate to online broadcasting, but for the personal entertainment value, it's got a lot of potential. The one thing I did notice, but that's with Oculus in general, is sometimes it's look like you're looking at a traditional TV a little too close with all those little different multicolored blocks. But
like scan lines,
or what is it, CRT? You know, if you just put your eyeball right up next to
yeah, like the pixel. You almost see the pixels.
Yeah, right. The RGB. So, but I understand that there's been a lot of advances with the next generation. I can only speak to the Oculus, but especially once it goes wireless. Once you have a wireless VR headset, you'll be able to do so much more with that.
My only concern about it would be how it would integrate with my hardware. You know, you got a hardware cockpit there. I wouldn't be able to see that, I guess.
No, you wouldn't. It kind of replaces that. So they do have what the heck is it called? That you can see, where you can see like your hands or whatever. They do have something, but it gets awkward because I remember Kevin, aka LiveSparks, trying that out live on stream, and he had to get to the gear, right? But he couldn't get to the gear because his damn desk was in the way. So like, he couldn't like go through to get to where he needed to get because he was physically being blocked. So I think that type of stuff is great for when you're kind of removed from a desk environment, right? Like you want to have like those chairs, right? You're just sitting in a chair and you're strapped in and you have a monitor in front of you and you're unobstructed so that you can virtually reach out and touch things and turn. I think that's probably the better experience than sitting at a desk, because he said that was just incredibly awkward.
Break his knuckles.
And I also do know that Mr. Pincom, a patron here on the lounge, tried to do Cub Club with his VR the other night, and he was like, "Guys, I gotta land. I'm about to puke. I gotta land." Shout out to my man Pincom, who had to make an emergency landing. Safety pin had to make. Safety officer Pincom.
Speaking of knuckles, they actually added a little plastic piece to the Oculus paddles because people were knocking their knuckles into everything.
Is that right? Wow.
That's right, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, we have the Vive at work, and like it's a guy's. He just kind of brought it in and then left it there, and so this room became like the Vive room with his gaming machine in it and everything. But the paddles, dude, they've got scuff marks all over it because people go in there and just get crazy, dude. Like, it's nuts. But, yeah, Mr. Wicker, you got a couple recommendations already. If anyone out there is using VR with Flight Sim, by all means, please let us know down below in the comments what you think Mr. Wicker should look into. He's currently using FSX Steam Edition, but I do know he's interested in checking out P3D. All right, moving on. Next story, we've got JustFlight cancels Boeing 787 project. Another one bites the dust.
Another one and it's 20.
We're very sorry to bring you this news, as we know many of you have been looking forward to flying the 787, but we've been unable to achieve an acceptable balance between functionality and performance in FSX and Prepare 3D. With that in mind, we've taken a reluctant step of canceling this project rather than releasing a 787 add-on that is not up to the high standards we are committed to providing and which you quite rightly expect. So these guys, JustFlight, have been releasing some really, really nice aircraft as of late. And it really was kind of building a lot of excitement for this 787 because they've stepped up their game on everything across the board, up to the audio. Like the audio in some of their new planes is incredible. Kind of sad to see this happen, but I think I get it. I mean, they seem to be doing the right thing, right? Like rather than drag you along, CRJ, and say we can't get it right yet, instead they're just gonna call it. And that's takes balls.
It's a shame. It's a shame with 64-bit around the corner. Maybe that platform will open up better avenues for them to maybe pick the product up in maybe in the future. You know, they'll still have all those source files. They'll still. I don't think they'll just scrap it and bin it. They'll still have those files they've worked on for the last how many years. So hopefully when the new platform does finally come in, they might have the headroom they need to do what they want. So hopefully, you know, yeah, they're dropping it now, but maybe in the future they'll pick it back up again.
That's true.
Are there any other 787s under development we're aware of?
Isn't Quality Wings?
Yeah, that's the one there. I think that's the one they're coming out with, isn't it? Or is it?
The Ultimate 787 collection. Yep.
Oh.
In development.
Yeah.
You know, another thing is maybe they're getting more wise to the amount of criticism that these companies take for not making a stellar product each time.
That's true too. There've been a lot of burns happening lately.
Uh-huh.
Too fussy, people. You're too fussy.
Well, if Quality Wings actually gets this out the door, it will be an awesome product. That's for sure. They are also officially licensed by Boeing, supposedly. So I'm expecting the Quality Wings one to be top notch. So thank you for that feedback, guys. Moving on. New scenery from an unlikely source. GeoPac VRS simulation submitted by Mr. Sparks Smudge. What you got, Mr. Sparks? I did find the photos.
You did find the photos, excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, this one also once again dropped in my inbox this week. I do have their Tap Pack and their funky plane. What's it called? I can never remember the name of it.
They have a plane, the Superbug.
The Superbug, that's the one, Superbug. I do have their Superbug for a P3D, and this dropped in my inbox, and they're doing some sceneries. They're starting off with Volume 1, which is Iraq and Kuwait. They're doing theatres of war. These are just photo real textures. I don't believe they have buildings or anything modelled. As they said in the description, this is going to be mid to high range photo scenery, because when you're flying over it at 300 knots, you don't want to be looking at blurries. Right. You know, so close ground scenery is not going to be there, but for high altitude combat, it's just going to look fantastic. So, just I thought I'd throw that out there, let people know that it is available. There is a discount at the moment because this is their first release. I think if you put in, I can't remember what you put in.
That's incredible.
I think you put in Kuwait into it now. You can buy it.
There's 25
reduced rate,
and then. Let's see, was there a link in here? No. Looks like $24.95.
Yeah.
For a limited time, use priority code BAGDAD at checkout for $5 off. That's actually real nice. Very cool of them.
Yeah. So if you want some photo scenery, this is just volume 1. They are bringing out, there can be other theatres, so you expect Afghanistan and Lebanon and other places coming along in the future.
Pretty big coverage area.
Fast movers, man. You cover a lot of ground.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like if you're you're doing military ops, you're not VFR.
No,
You're way up there. So
absolutely not.
photoreal is such a perfect fit for military ops.
Until you get to the target.
Until you get to the target, yeah. Well, typically these guys are firing from way up there, unless you're in an A-10.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if they're gonna put out like AI tank packs and stuff like that. That would be cool.
You in the TAC pack, you can deploy SAM sites and,
no shit.
ground vehicles of,
there you
of
go.
some certain descriptions.
That's cool.
That'd be nice just for flying over, on some of our heavy flights. You do cross that region.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
it does
must try and
actually
do
say
that.
here, this is these
Ideal
this is
for
just a
IFR.
scenery pack. TAC pack is not required. So if you just do want to get the photo scenery, just for having the photo scenery, you can just get it straight away.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Sparks.
No problem, sir.
Moving on, we've got Madeira X Evolution released by Aerosoft. This is some nice news, although it has been met with some mixed reviews. It's a beautiful airport. This is the one that has the runway held up by columns. Pretty amazing little approach.
Beautiful airport.
Beautiful airport, but it's getting some slack for the old photo scenery being reused. And that doesn't really look up to today's standards. So I don't know about this one.
That was my first impression. I was watching someone streaming it on launch day, and close up, some of the textures look very iffy. Once they took off and they looked back at the island, it looked stunning.
Yeah, I mean,
But close up when you,
yeah,
it was iffy.
little bit iffy, yeah, they're getting a lot of flack for this for sure. Coming in at around 22 euros. Oh, looks like no, 21 euros. But yeah, I mean it's not very alive. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's very, very bland. Look
It's
at that.
better than that. Yeah. It's
Kazakhstan
almost. I was going to say it's almost the same stand as the Kazakhstan one I was flying into yesterday.
You triple A is a triple poo.
Yeah, you hate that Kazakhstan scenery, don't you?
Oh, do you know what? I'm going to be flying out of there. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to be flying out of there on my world tour next week, and it is shocking.
See, that's beautiful.
It's really shocking. That looks really nice.
But photoreal is photoreal, right? I mean, it's all about the details in here, and yeah, it seems just to be lacking some detail. I mean, that's not necessarily what I would expect out of a nice Aerosoft scenery that they're touting to be completely, updated and revamped. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one. As much as I want to buy it for the approach, I'm on the fence about this one. Well, I'll let you guys go first. What do you think? Is this a Sky 5 or a Sky Dive?
I'm holding out on this one. I'm sure it's going to be perfect for those guys that do the holiday hops, in their Flybees and their what's the orange company?
EasyJet.
Come on, Mr. B. Help me out here. EasyJet.
The orange
EasyJet,
company.
yeah. The orange company, that's what I call it. EasyJet and the like. If they're, if you're doing those holiday hops, I'm sure it's going to be fine. But if you want, as you said, if you want good scenery, it's probably not the best.
I mean, it looks good at some angles. It's kind of like the hot girl at the club. from across the room, it's like, all right, you.
And she turns around and you go, eee.
Exactly, and then you get all up close and turn. Oh no, we're good. I was just trying to say hi. Yeah, this.
Sorry, dude, it was a guy.
I'm on the fence about this. I love nice approaches.
See
I
the
love
hill?
good scenery. The hill?
Yeah, you can see the hill in the background from the airport there. That's what I was referring to from the stream. It wasn't very convincing.
Oh,
Hey, look at this guy. They got live sparks in there. They
he's
got live sparks.
He's thinking, I'm not buying this yet.
He's thinking about the scenery too. He's like, I don't know if I should have signed this fucking photo release, man. I don't know what this shit. I'm in some fucking. Was this the Lego movie or is this the new Aerosoft scenery? God, look at that guy. It does look like live sparks though.
I found that with their, with their Mallorca scenery. I found similar. The airport detail, nice and crisp, and then you get this sort of blurry textures at the back of it, low resolution textures, and that put me off their sort of their Mallorca sort of scenery as well.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with that one.
I'm on the fence, man. I'm on the fence. We're gonna move on to the next topic, one I won't be on the fence about. This one's submitted by Vanafly. PMDG DC-6 Cloudmaster finally coming to FSX and P3D, currently in beta.
Excellent.
Yes.
Wow.
Been looking forward to this one because this is a plane that I would fly.
Yes.
So would you, Edson.
Yes. Smile. Yes. If this comes out before I decide to get the Queen will take a back seat. Well, let me correct that. Before I'm able to get the Queen, because I've decided I'm going to get the Queen, I'm just not able to at the moment.
The thing is with this plane, they released this on Xplane last year.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was taken too well.
Wasn't too
I
popular.
don't think so. It didn't really. I don't think it gained the traction they expected it to. But
That was on
3D and FSX, I think this is going to be a winner. I love PMDG products, and you know their quality is like.
It makes you wonder if the timing was wrong on that. If they did
Maybe
now with Xplane 11 and the better textures and stuff and lighting that they've injected into that, they may have had more success.
Maybe. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Definitely. I love my prop planes.
Mr. Rendazzo says we still have some work to accomplish here, but most of it is down to fine-tuning the product and bringing in additional functionality that we're really excited to tell you about. I like that, because that means it's not simply a port over.
Yeah.
They're going to work in some special things. I thought that was Mr. Rendazzo's donate button for a moment.
I think he needs the money.
3 different 4-engine airplanes? Now you've definitely got my attention, says Alan A. There's some good comments in here for sure. Cool. I think there was a comment. There was a comment in here by Pincom as well. He says, "I'll love it when it doesn't cost $140, but I'm gonna still buy it because it's PMDG."
That's the thing with PMDG.
Upvote.
I mean, I would spend the money on them because they're quality products.
Always.
I've got no problem spending 120 quid, 100 quid on one of their planes because I know I'm going to fly it to death.
Mm-hmm.
Take all my money.
I'm going to get my money out of it. But that's the thing. If I'm going to get my money out of it, I'm willing to spend that money. It's when I buy something for $100 and I fly it once.
Yeah,
then it's
man.
a waste.
I hear you.
A2A and PMDG always will go for because you just know you're getting a good product. Fully tested.
Never fails. Never fails. Moving on, we've got one by Aviator Moser. JoinFS. Have we investigated this potential FS Cloud alternative? A good question, Mr. Moser. We did have a chance during Cub Club to do some testing, and were unsuccessful in utilizing the hub feature. We also did some testing with Mr. Buck this afternoon, our newest Sky Lounge moderator, and we're also unsuccessful in connecting via the hub feature, with me being the hub, and also unsuccessful in the direct via IP connect, which kind of sucks. So like my thing with JoinFS when we first kind of started digging into it was that there's no way in hell I'm giving you my IP. It's just not happening, dude. I'm so sorry, but that's just not happening. But I do love that they worked in kind of this hub decentralized public server network thing, where now instead of necessarily needing my IP, I just need to name my hub and it shows up in this list. Unfortunately, we've not been able to have my hub show up in this list. So I'm going to reach out to the developer, Mr. Peter, make contact with me. I would love to try and work this out to see if we can use it. We've got some mutual friends. I'll reach out as well to see if we can make this work. Because if we can list the Sky Lounge on here actively, that would be amazing. However, the way that it works is it seems like we would always have to have an always on connection. So some machine somewhere that's just always live, which we would be willing to do if it's great. So have any of you guys tried it yet?
I've not tried it yet. I came in right at the end of Cub Club when you guys were messing with it, and hearing the comments, you know, some people couldn't see other people, and I can see you, but you can't see me, and all these sort of things. And it's just like, yeah, it's early days. It's teething problems.
The latency issue, the latency is not an issue in this anymore. I remember on my old build, I was able to utilize this once. And it was like this. I mean, it was pretty butter smooth. This, however, is not live flying. Those are recordings of this guy's flight. So he did these recordings, and then he flew with his AI.
So it's going to be great for video makers then.
Most definitely, because he's flying with himself over and over and over. He's logging in and
so
flying.
So you make
again.
a flight, save it, fly it. They'll take off. You take off with them. That's great for video makers. Absolutely brilliant for video makers. My mate Pedro will love that.
Oh, for sure, dude. Absolutely. So very promising. I'll keep giving it, a little more effort to see if we can't get it to work. It would be nice, for sure.
I say my mate Pedro with a very large pinch of salt, bastard.
Nice. Thank you for that, Mr. Moser. Then we've got this one posted by me. Freeware, a better USA mesh. More detail equals more immersion. So I wanted to have a little more detail for my IFR profile when I'm flying the heavies, because I typically will dumb down my settings to where my mountains aren't really as sharp anymore. I wanted to add some mesh in under that for North America. And I went looking and found that the folks over at OFX also released a North America mesh. I have their South America mesh, and it's gorgeous. It definitely made the peaks of the Andes look much cleaner. But then I discovered they had this one for USA, specifically for the United States. The details are very minor, but they're noticeable.
I can't see any. Is this a spot the difference?
It's
competition? Because I can't see any.
And and I chose my words wisely. A better USA mesh. So look at the tips of the mountains, just the tips alone. You can see it right here in this tip and in this tip. You can see it right here in this tip and in this tip. That they're sharper in the bottom image. I'll zoom it in. There you are. You have these pretty strong ridges here that don't
That
appear.
does make a difference when you're flying. It absolutely does.
Yeah,
And
this
I'm not
is
saying
all
that
rounded.
sarcastically.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can-
I see. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You
Yeah.
got to look really carefully, but at
Yeah.
first glance, you don't see a difference.
yeah.
It
So
would make a good spot the difference quiz.
it would. I chose my words wisely. You know, it's not like it's an amazing one. It is just simply better than default. And it's completely free. So if you don't like it, uninstall it. But they also have for free South America and Africa Extended. So, oh,
I
and,
like
and
free.
Saint Martin.
Free's
Yeah.
good.
Free is good. Free is real good. They do advertise it as being 5-meter mesh, but the file size for 5-meter raw data just somehow doesn't check out, as pointed out by Mr. Moser. So just be wary of the claim of 5 meters. It may not be, but I visually do see a difference. So it's better than what we have default built into the sim.
What about performance?
I saw no issue with performance. No
Good.
hit. Yeah. Mesh is pretty light. Mesh is pretty
Yeah.
light on any resources. Moving on, we've got EasyFMC Mobile now in beta for P3D V3. I stumbled across this one on Facebook. Really neat piece of software, similar to what I believe Mr. Brian uses, yeah? Like an external FMC?
Yeah, I use Virtual Avionics external FMC for that's released in the last week for the Queen of the Skies. Also got it for Aerosoft's Airbus, PMDG 737 and 777. Very good to get the FMC out onto your iPad.
I think this one runs on Windows. It's like it runs it on another screen, on another display. Yeah, I think it runs on another window. So this is not for a tablet. It's for running it on a separate display altogether.
Yeah.
So helpful,
So
I'm
you
sure.
pop out. Yeah. You can almost do that when you pop out a 2D panel anyway.
You could pop out a 2D panel and open it as a window and move it to another screen anyway.
Yeah,
It looks like it's
it looks like it is. It's for Windows. Let's look at the manual.
looks like it's an FMC that you can pull into any aircraft.
Yeah,
So it's not replicating your PMDG FMC, for example. It's giving you a standard one you can use in any aircraft.
yeah. It looks like
Why
it's
would you?
adding in those features. Why would you complicate it?
No, why would you want to pull in an FMC if the aircraft doesn't have one?
All right, moving on. Next story, we've
That's
got. That's just Matt.
Yeah. I'll leave that one.
Moving on, next story, we've got Airport Maastricht Aachen released for Xplane. This one submitted by Ivana Fly via Aerosoft. So more Xplane love, man. This is gorgeous as well. Oh my gosh.
You love your German airports, Edson, don't you?
Yeah,
That's
this
Dutch.
is nice. This
Is
is.
this Dutch?
Deutsch,
I don't
Dutch.
bloody know.
Hey, that's a good
Dutch,
price too,
German.
dude. Look at that.
Same thing.
13 euro.
12.
That is a good
13
price.
euro. Yeah.
That is a good price. 13 euro, man. Heck yeah.
I'm finding
steal.
it difficult to go looking at payware airports for Xplane at this stage because the freeware quality is so good.
Oh, it is.
But
Yeah, it
I
is.
might, just as an experiment, go and have a look at the freeware ones and have a look at this one and see if it's worth the €10.
That'd be nice. That's an easy in for payware. 12
Yeah.
euros. This looks better
That
than
will
the
be
Aerosoft,
because of the fact you can get them so widely available free.
It looks so much better than the other Aerosoft one we just looked at.
So we're getting
Oh my
pallets.
gosh.
Sparky will be drooling over them pallets.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't drool over
I
pallets.
was about to say,
Look at
dude.
how they're stacked. They're not even stacked well.
No,
They're not. That's shocking, actually.
But they're empty, which means you can go home.
Yeah.
that's true.
No, actually, I'd have to stack them up and put them on a wagon and send them away. That's more work.
Question.
Shoot.
So when I first got P3D, people would say, okay, if you want the scenery and you want the level of detail, definitely go with the P3D. But it seems like Xplane is starting to catch up there.
Oh my goodness, that's an understatement.
My head is bobbing, yes. They are.
They're just, I've been, streaming it over the past week, and I keep emphasizing to the viewers that I am flying with $70 or $80 worth of software there, and it is just breathtaking.
Yeah.
I've bought one add-on so far, and that is the Live X Live, which injects traffic in ATC, and it was $20. But apart from that, I've been flying Freeware and vanilla Xplane, and it's just breathtaking.
And you're loving it.
I'm loving it.
And no issues.
Good to know.
No,
And all your panels work.
all my panels work. Simple plug-in, you download and drop in, and they work.
He's
Really?
preaching. He's preaching right now.
Yeah.
Carry on. carry on.
So basically, what you're saying is Xplane is Apple.
If I was
Just works.
starting from scratch today on a limited budget, looking at what I've managed to get for $80, I would. It's a no-brainer for the quality. It doesn't
It's really-
say that I'm not going to use P3D, because I love P3D. It has its own attributes, but Xplane has blown me away in the last 2 weeks.
For me and Edson will agree on this. When people come into the stream and they say, how do we get into how do I get into Xplane, or how do I get into flight simulation? We always tend to send them down, go and get Steam Edition, pick it up on the sale for a $5 or $10 when it's cheap.
Yep.
Start there and see what you're doing. Now, are you saying try Xplane?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The only rider to that is you have to understand how to update your scenery, how to manage your plugins and that sort of thing. And I guess there'll be some YouTube videos out there which would help people. As soon as you've sussed that simple principle, it's a breeze, and it's just so easy to use and so beautiful when you actually use it.
Yeah, I mean,
if you come to the Sky Lounge, we can always help you, because there's a lot of Xplane experts in the Sky Lounge. They got me going, and I'm sure they will get new visitors to the Sky Lounge going.
I love
the way you want to
that.
go.
It's been really nice seeing that knowledge spread, right? Because I think it kind of all lived within just a handful of individuals, and by handful I mean about 2. And over time it's spread to so many more people, and you're all helping. Anyone that asks is like instantly getting some help. Like, here's how I got where I'm at real fast. And I think it's important to have a community like that, because there are a lot of questions. It is apples to oranges. But as far as recommendation goes, like Mark is saying, yeah, I mean the recommendation. I think if money is an issue, it still for me remains, go Steam if money is an issue. See if you like flight simulation first. But if you know you do, and you want to get into it, then my recommendation today would not be for P3D, it would be for Xplane. Because as it stands today, in my book, Xplane is the future.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have anyone start on P3D today. I would much prefer recommending they start on Xplane.
Because you're not going to, even if you decide when P3D goes 64-bit, to put all your eggs into P3D.
Right.
Then with Xplane 11, you've not wasted a lot of money. $80 I've spent, and I've got a sim that looks, albeit one season, but it looks it's not better than P3D. You know, and I love flying in the summer. I love it. You know, I would not go back at the minute.
Well, it's stress-free.
It's very stress-free.
And you're not gonna pick up flight simulation the first time you try it. You're gonna go like, well, I really like flying, but this takes a whole lot of knowledge and work, and you know.
Right. For sure. All right. Well, moving on. Worth mentioning. This section of the show is reserved for things that are just simply worth mentioning. It's kind of rapid fire, so we'll start at the top and slide down. If anyone has any input, by all means, feel free to just jump on in with it. Submitted by Wildboy Binky. Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X, only $29.99 at Amazon. I did check earlier, that deal is still going on, so run over there if you are interested in that deal. Do any of you have experience with that unit?
That's a great price.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
price. And that's the
I
combination.
had one.
You had one?
Yeah, I had one. I gave it to the old friend I set up. He's using it now.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
I had the same.
50% off 2 nice New Zealand sceneries by God's Own VF. These are in the $10 range, and they're gorgeous. I say nice. I don't know why I said nice. These are gorgeous sceneries. So you're going to want to check those out. There's a link in the show notes below. Xplane 11. Yes.
Just one thing. I'm sure they're great scenery, and but you get what you pay for in flight simulation. So when you start seeing 50% off and things like that, it may mean that, if you're looking, depends on what your price point is. If you want the best of the best, keep scrounging around, And but if you're enjoying what you're seeing, then go for it.
I think he's kind of a small-time developer. Looks like he has only 2 in the store currently. But as far as detail goes,
Do these sit on top of Orbix New Zealand? Okay.
There is rust along the edges.
Yeah, that looks nice.
There is writing on this.
Small business Saturday, man.
Yeah, the wear and tear on this sticker.
Does it blend with Orbix?
I would assume so. You'd be silly if it didn't.
Not
I would
bad.
assume so.
That looks really nice.
I could sit on that picnic bench.
Right?
Yeah.
Great texture work. Very detailed. Yeah, I probably should have used great sceneries. As far as price goes, looks like they're coming in, $11.75 and $11. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, pretty good deal. Xplane 11 public beta 14 and 15 release notes submitted by Mr. Aviator Moser. Lots of neat stuff in the new builds. They're
Highlights.
kind of rapid
The highlights
firing
for that. Yeah, the highlights for that is they've changed the default clouds, and when you actually start to move your aircraft, you don't have to go full revs. It's not. They've removed the super glue from the taxiways and runways.
the whole friction issue that they had, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just be careful though in high winds if you're in a Cessna 172 because it will blow you around that runway.
Yeah.
Like sideways?
Oh man,
yeah, it'll flip you over.
It'll flip you over.
30 knots plus and you get flipped over.
Might want to put a little more super glue on the tires.
We need some tie downs in that default Cessna 172.
Submitted by Ivanafly, Manchester X updated to 1.01. That's the Aerosoft Manchester X. Out now, fly the stunning state of Washington, true VFR and photoreal. This one's submitted by Mr. Canuckshaw. This is by Mega Scenery Earth. It's their new release. This is the whole V3 series that they're doing, which is the hyper real, ultra high res photoreal stuff.
I wasn't impressed by them in the beginning because they were doing like wide, like Ohio or New Mexico, but now they're getting pretty detailed, and it's getting a lot more detailed. I like
This
it.
is the series that you use, yeah?
I do, and when I first started using them, it was more geared for the high flyers. You're flying from New York to LA, and you need the nice scenery on the ground because it gets down to like individual houses. Like you can find your house on scenery.
I wish
But,
they had photos.
yeah.
They don't have any damn photos.
This is the stuff that you get 10% off every Tuesday, isn't it? I
believe
get
so.
emails about this every week. Yeah. Never tried it. How does it perform?
Just fine. It's just well, I mean, let's see. Yeah, it's performing fine for me. And,
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe worth a look, man.
your sim performs nice and smooth, dude. It's not ever been an issue. I think probably in many cases photoreal can perform much better than kind of the lane classes that we use with like Orbax and whatnot.
Because you're dealing with the picture rather than.
Yeah. I mean, it's about loading that whole picture in, though, right? And I think that's where ortho can kind of crush things as well sometimes.
Yeah, you need lots of VRAM.
Yeah. VDAN Design updates Somberg X to version 1.6. So if you own that, run over and grab the update. Another update from the Aerosoft camp, Menorca, Mallorca, and Ibiza Evolution updated.
They're the ones I referred to earlier, so it may be interesting to see if they've improved it, because that's what I referred to when we were talking about the other one that had just been released.
Let's have a peek. Change the ship vehicle animations as P3D renders animations to the round Earth by itself now? I have... what? P3D renders animations to the round... oh, whatever. Corrected green taxiway light, which have been masked by the underlying line. Remove the crash box of the wigwags.
It's not a lot, is it?
Yeah, you got to watch those wigwags.
Gotta watch the wigwags. This one submitted by Mr. B. Crawley, Virtual Avionics Support, PMDG 747, Queen of the Skies.
Is in beta at the minute, but it works. It now makes my EFIS, my MCP, as well as my virtual FMC work with the Queen of the Skies.
Nice. So this is all on your iPad now.
The FMC is on my iPad, and then my two pieces of hardware that I bought now work. So my MCP and EFIS both work now with the Queen.
Wow. This one submitted by Mr. Aviator Moser. Fly Tampa, Athens, and Sydney, 25% off. I did check in on this deal, and it is still going. You've got about 6 days to go on these two sceneries. They're coming into what I call the $20 club. Both really nice sceneries. I do own them both, so jump on these for sure. These are a full Sky 5 right here. Thank you, Mr. Moser, for that. And last but not least, submitted by Aerosoft, posted through Ivanafly. Malaga X, now updated to version 1.03. So if you got
Let's see what they've done.
run out
See
and
if it's
get
just
the update.
wigwags and lights.
Let's see. Fixed AES files.
Cool.
One version prior, optimized shadows, buildings, and show shadows in P3D when option is turned on. Some ground flickering, which seems to be fairly normal with some new releases, and then they come in and fix it. So cool. That's gonna wrap it up for this episode, guys. Another good show. Lots of stuff to cover this one. Lots.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. There's some good stories in there.
There are some good
Nice
stories
variety.
for sure. Yeah, good variety. Thanks for joining, everyone. Mr. Mark, Mr. Tim, and Mr. Brian, thank you guys very much.
You're very welcome.
Go ahead, let out the smoke. Go ahead, let it out. Let it out, dude. Let it out. There it is. Now you have to disappear off camera when it feels just like a ninja, dude. I bet Sparks can do it. I bet Sparks can do it. He's going to do like a ninja move, dude. He's just going to...
You want me to do it?
When he'll disappear.
You want me to do it?
Do it, man. Do it.
Just sucked the wax out my ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Sky Lounge, Guy Fives for everyone.
Guy 5, everyone.
63, climb maintain 13 down.
13,000, Tempo 63.
463, contact the New York Center 128.3.